You're watching News 9 Live. I am Krishna Kumar and we are discussing at this hour what's going on in Kolkata. It is Mamata Banerjee versus the centre. Mamata Banerjee versus Modi again. And this time around, she is giving it back to Modi and mocking him even. Let's take a look at what exactly is going on in Kolkata and then continue discussing it with the guests that are joining us. West Bengal's Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee began a 31-hour-long sit-in protest or Dharna against the central government. Now, the Dharna started on a Wednesday noon at 12 noon. Mamata is protesting on a range of issues, including the alleged delay in the releasing of central government's funds towards the state of West Bengal and for Manrega and other social welfare schemes, the hike in the price of fuel and the LPG cylinders, and also using central government's probe agencies for political vendetta. And this protest is taking place outside on Red Road in Kolkata, right outside the Dr. Ambedkar statue on Red Road in Kolkata, the icon. And Mamata Banerjee is set to continue this dharna until 7 p.m. today. And she has gone on a wild rant while staging this dharna, taking huge pot shots against the central government and Prime Minister Modi in particular. And this protest, before we continue talking about it, let's first quickly listen in to how Mamata Banerjee referred to Modi as part of this protest.
দেশে তাই আমি সব বিরোধী দলদের বলবো, এমন কোন বিরোধী দল নেই যার বিরুদ্ধে অত্যাচার হয় না। অনেকে চুপচাপ থাকে, বলতে পারে না। অখিলেশ থেকে শুরু করে, লালু যাদব থেকে শুরু করে, উদ্ধব থেকে শুরু করে, অরবিন্দ থেকে শুরু করে, জগন থেকে শুরু করে, স্ট্যালিন থেকে শুরু করে, কেসিআর থেকে শুরু করে সবাই চোর, আর তোমার বিজেপি সাধু।
Right, there you go. And bear in mind, as part of this protest, Mamata Banerjee did do a washing machine stunt, so to speak, and that was taking a pot shot at the BJP, saying that all the leaders with money laundering charges and other stuff against them, when they join the BJP, the moment again they join the BJP, the corruption charges against them are dropped. To demonstrate that, she showed a BJP washing machine where black color cloth goes in and that comes out as white. Like what happens to the image of the political leaders with a dodgy past and corruption charges against them. What happens to them when they join the BJP? They come out white and they're all perfectly fine. And that's what Mamata Banerjee is trying to do and trying to explain. This is quite the dramatic protest by Mamata Banerjee. Brijesh Pandey has a big smile on his face. He's with me in the studio. We're also being joined by Avijit Ghoshal, news editor, Money 9, and we're also being joined by Shikha Mukerjee, senior journalist for this broadcast. He'll be decoding what exactly is going on in Kolkata. Bear in mind, Mamata Banerjee has been talking about keep being equidistant from the Congress party, and now with these protests she's suddenly calling for a opposition unity. She's taken every single opposition leader in the country, in every state, and said that we all must get together because this is all vendetta politics by the BJP and the central government against all those who are not from the BJP, and that's interesting in the run-up to the 2024 Lok Sabha elections. So let me take this across to Shikha Mukerjee first. Shikha Mukerjee, talk to us. This is quite new. Mamata Banerjee has been very clear that there has to be another opposition. She's been meeting people. She went to meet so many other opposition leaders and has been constantly in touch with them. Now with this protest, she has now turned the game around completely.
Well, I think, let's put it this way. Mamata Banerjee has been rather consistently maintaining an equal distance between the BJP and the Congress. There was a bypoll in West Bengal last month, and in that context, she made it abundantly clear that she would have nothing to do with the Congress in future, and that the Trinamool would go it alone. So she kind of upped her game last month. Today, she is saying that no, everybody needs to unite against the opposition. Now, from Mamata Banerjee, this is an important statement because she has been very consistently saying that neither the Congress nor the BJP, and that the regional and smaller parties should form a coalition government at the center and defeat the BJP. Clearly, she now believes that it is time for a different tack. She's also saying that one party, one seat. Now, that is going to be the crux of the issue for her. Will she be able to negotiate with the Congress and the left in Bengal on a seat-sharing basis? Because one seat, one party means that there has to be a negotiation between competing parties for the same seat. All this remains to be seen, but yes, Mamata Banerjee has, for the last, even before 2019 elections, Mamata Banerjee has been working consistently for uniting the opposition. Her Rainbow Coalition has different people there at different times. But as of now, what is interesting is that she is trying to rope in, of all people, Naveen Patnaik, who's been a fence sitter, by talking about the federal structure and the interests of the state. And therefore, this Dharna rally that she is holding in Calcutta is important because price rise, the increase in the prices of gas, the delays in the release of funds, including Narega, which is very important, are unifying factors for a potential consolidation of anti-BJP political parties in the run-up to the 2024 elections.
Right, Shikha Mukerjee there with a perspective. Please stay with us. So let me take this across to Avijit Ghoshal and then bring this back to Brijesh Pandey in the studio. Avijit Ghoshal, talk to us. This protest is taking place on Red Road at the Dr. Ambedkar statue. You have Abhishek Banerjee, General Secretary of the party, Trinamool, holding a rally in the Shahid Minar grounds, 500 meters away from where this protest is happening. And he's, talking about, if Rahul Gandhi can be disqualified for his remarks against the Prime Minister, then, there should be equal disqualification of the Prime Minister because of him calling Didi oh Didi for Mamata.
Hello, exactly. See, the last few words that you spoke were not visible, not audible to me. But I think I've got the drift of your point. Look, what Abhishek has been saying is something that senior Trinamool Congress leaders really said earlier also, that if the Prime Minister mocks a woman Chief Minister, why shouldn't he be hauled up as well? Now, obviously, this is in unison, they are upping the ante against the ruling party at the center. So the point is, I think you will see, the Dharna will come, end at 7 p.m. today, this evening, but this will continue. Dharna or no Dharna, Mamata Banerjee now needs to step up her ante against the BJP. And I agree with what Shikha said a few minutes ago. But I'll also, I try to add a point of my own that over the last few months, Mamata Banerjee has been under tremendous pressure from quite a few points. As you know, there has been a lot of investigating agency action against her her party leaders. In fact, the second in command, Parthu Chatterjee, he has been hauled up. He has been behind the bars for so long. Anubrata Mandal, another very heavyweight and political face of the party, he has been there. MLAs are behind bars, and there are a host of allegations from cash for jobs, government jobs, to smuggling of cows, to assets disproportionate to income, to a whole lot of things. And on top of that, the government is really facing an extreme extreme financial crisis. So people are even saying that there may be defaults in payments, which I personally think might be a bit far-fetched right at this point. But everything said and done, Mamata Banerjee is facing an unprecedented financial crisis. And so within this fear, given these political surroundings, the entire opposition in the state from the left to Congress to BJP, all of them, so to speak, have, are speaking in the same voice, though definitely they are not sharing platforms, but they are sharing issues. All the parties, they are up against the ruling Trinamool Congress and they are hitting the streets at regular intervals. And yesterday we saw a massive demonstration of that. Now, so all these things, add up to, put Mamata Banerjee under a lot of pressure. And right now, the sort of activity that we are seeing in central Calcutta, that actually is an effective way, perhaps, of going out of the crease and hitting the bowler and a bowler's back driving. I would see it like that also. That's another perspective.
Right, quite the cricket analogy, I must say, Abhijit. I'm going to take this back to Brijesh Pandey in the studio, who joins us, our political editor. Brijesh, talk to us, clearly, Abhijit put this into perspective. Mamata Banerjee is under a lot of pressure, financial pressure, other pressures happening. And, it looks like, that's probably pushed her to change her stance from being equidistant from the BJP and the Congress to let's get all opposition parties together, which is quite the change.
Well, I think, she has been, seeking out or reaching out to opposition party leaders, and that is the reason why, she's on very good terms as far as Akhilesh Yadav is concerned, Arvind Kejriwal is concerned, KCR is concerned, Stalin is concerned. Yeah. So she is on good terms with them. See, more than the financial worry, the biggest problem for Mamata Banerjee is, as Avijit was putting out, is her key men. Anubrata Mandal and others, behind bars, and the ED, are sniffing around. That is not good news for Mamata Banerjee. And, post Rahul Gandhi, what we have seen is that the equidistance formula got a bit of a setback, because before Rahul Gandhi was disqualified by the Lok Sabha, which many believed that he will not be and they will wait for 30 days. The Lok Sabha didn't do that, and he was expelled the very next day. So that Rahul Gandhi's expulsion from Lok Sabha forced many political parties to do a rethink. There were two political parties which did a rethink. One was Trinamool Congress, the other was Aam Aadmi Party. And this is the reason when next morning, when there was a meeting, all-party meeting at Mallikarjun Kharge's room, Trinamool Congress was also present there. But before that, Trinamool Congress was completely absent from any of this thing. And Derek O'Brien and others have made it amply clear that we don't want to do anything with Congress. They were never there for us. Why should we be there for us? If you look at the bite, where she is saying, again, she has mentioned everybody. If this is the full bite which we heard. Yes. But Congress is absent. There's no mention of Congress. So she's going back and forth as far as her keeping equidistance.
The reason why I'm even asking this, Brijesh, is because the fact of the matter is that the General Secretary of the party, Abhishek Banerjee, is using the instance of Rahul Gandhi being disqualified as an instance to say that, the Didi o Didi remark is equally defamatory. He's making that point, using Rahul Gandhi's disqualification, Shikha Mukerjee, and that's important, isn't it? That's the sign that the TMC, is in on this entire disqualification drama.
Oh yes, let's be very clear. There's a timeline. Mamata Banerjee's party did not participate in the demonstrations inside Parliament and outside. They did it separately from the Congress and the other opposition parties. When the Adani issue was being taken up in Parliament and when the speeches were being expunged and there was a refusal to from the BJP to address the issue, and for the JPC, the Trinamool Congress was equidistant up to that point. When Rahul Gandhi was disqualified, yes, Trinamool Congress joined forces, but it has to be remembered that this is yesterday's statement from Mamata Banerjee is the first time that at the level of the founder of the party, a statement has been issued which clearly says that party is no longer equidistant, but it is anti-BJP. Abhishek's statement that they will file a harassment or a defamation suit because of Modi's Didi o Didi, which was a very vulgar kind of statement, that from the unexpectedly vulgar statement from the Prime Minister. The fact is that the party should have done it in 2021. Doing it now is a bit of a joke.
Fair
and
enough.
I think it's also a reflection of how political parties have been allowing other political parties to get away with a lot of garbage that they spew during election campaigns.
Right.
But to get back to Mamata Banerjee for the first time has made it very clear that she, as the founder of the Trinamool Congress and the boss, is very much in line with the other opposition parties, something
Right.
that she has been maintaining, the distinction she has
Right.
been maintaining for a long time now.
Right. Fair enough. I'm going to take this across to Avijit Ghoshal at this stage. Avijit Ghoshal, you have this Didi O Didi remark spectre coming back, and Shikha Mukerjee telling us that that the case should have been filed in 2021, but it's being brought back now simply because of what has happened with Rahul Gandhi and his remark on the Prime Minister.
Yeah, Krishna, I think you are absolutely, I mean, both you and Shikadi are on the dot here. What they should have done, definitely, if they were serious, they should have taken it up at that point only. I mean, why rake it up after more than 2 years? I mean, it actually becomes reduced to a joke if you take it to the court or anywhere else now. I think it's basically, a political point to score in a roadside speech, nothing else. I don't see anything. Yeah, score political brownie points. Other than that, I'm sorry to say, I don't think there is any legal steam left here, perhaps.
Right. And in fact, Abhishek Banerjee is going on to say this is an insult to both women and the ST community, Avijit. They're taking this the same way the Modi remark was taken, to both the person and the community.
Yeah, I mean, that's obviously a part of the interpretation they are making. So if they can really make the electorate convinced about that, if they can convince the electorate that it was, indeed an affront to both women and the SC, ST or tribal, so whatever way you look at it, then perhaps there's a point is served. But I think as far as, the educated middle class is concerned, I don't think they'll buy the argument. And obviously for the courts, if it actually pushes it to that level, nobody can say what the judges are going to take a view of.
Right, and Shikha, I want to bring this back to you before I take it back to Brijesh in the studio. I want to ask you, she's now gone ahead and called him Oh Nandlal. That's the term she's used to refer to the Prime Minister as a retort to his Didi O Didi remark. What do you make of that?
I mean, this is tit for tat, but let me also say that Abhishek has forgotten, but there's some very, very vulgar, objectionable remarks were made by BJP leaders in the 2021 campaign after Mamata Banerjee was injured. And that included the kind of clothes that she ought to have been wearing, the fact that her legs were exposed, etc., etc. And now these are remarks which the Trinamool Congress should have addressed through a lawsuit immediately. Today, the Didi O Didi is, as Abhijit points out very correctly, a political gimmick. Who's going to buy it? And why does she need it is my question. There are far more important things on which she can fault Mr. Modi. She can fault the BJP, and that's what she needs to do.
Not the stunts.
Going back to Didi O Didi, all the kind of remarks, seriously objectionable remarks that BJP leaders made about her when she was injured, the time is past. Let's move on to the new reality.
Fair enough. Brijesh, and that's really the crux of it all, isn't it? It's looking like a sense of desperation, something that Mamata Didi should not be doing. Considering the fact that this entire Dharna is about the lack of releasing of funds on time for the West Bengal government, which many of the state governments have been complaining, and she's got real issues that she can take up.
Well, I think, what they're trying to do is that they're trying to exploit an issue which has already reaped rich dividend for them. This remark, Didi O Didi, during the course of election was exploited very adroitly by the Trinamool Congress. If you remember, Mamata Banerjee is also full of imagery. Hers sitting with an injured leg and, going on a wheelchair and all that captured, there were BJP leaders were like making all kind of insinuation that the leg has not fractured, let's go to, various...
I think think I would like to come in and make a small correction here.
Please go ahead, ma'am.
I don't think I'm actually referring to her leg being injured or that she was in a wheelchair. Some very objectionable remarks were made about the extent of her leg that was exposed, and that she, instead of wearing a sari, she should be wearing Bermudas because she was showing her leg, which is against the culture of India. I think these are the kind of remarks which the Trinamool at that point should have taken. The guys who made the
nobody's referring to your comment, ma'am. Basically, we were analyzing, like, you know, how the Trinamool Congress at that point of time reaped rich dividend, you know, based on this Didi O Didi remark. And also I was talking about the imagery, you know, with her leg injured and all, and, you know, BJP leaders trying to make fun of it. And you know, the Trinamool Congress used it to
their advantage.
To their advantage, and it was there. And today also, you know, this washing machine thing I was referring to, you know, she has been doing this for a long time, you know.
Yeah.
Trinamool Congress has been saying that, you know, be it the case of Mukul Roy or Shubhendu Adhikari, they say that, you know, when they are with the BJP, you know, they're with the Trinamool Congress, you know, you have ED, CBI visiting them, but the second they join the BJP, you know, all of a sudden they are cleansed of their pap, you know, they enter through the Ganga Jal ritual, which is being said by the Trinamool Congress. So I think today's BJP's washing machine is that imagery by Trinamool Congress. Basically, you know, she wants to send a very clear message that, you know, when it comes to the formulation of anti-Modi, you know, camp or front, she has to be she be the one who's leading in it.
Yeah.
That is the reason, you know, post Akhilesh Yadav visit, or you know, she visiting Naveen Patnaik and others.
Right.
You know, she has been at the forefront. This protest against Prime Minister Narendra Modi is also an assertion in that direction only.
Right, this is an assertion in that direction. Avijit Ghoshal, do you think that the washing machine stunt will cut ice with the educated middle class of West Bengal?
Yeah, I think so. It will, because of two things. Because there are concrete evidences, you know, to back up that argument. Although definitely on both sides of the party divide, that's one. But the sheer visual spectacle that this has evoked, so that I think will remain quite a drama. And most importantly, this is not vulgar. I mean, let me also tell you, since we are discussing the Didi O Didi remark, if now I think the Trinamool Congress is going to push this too far, they will be trivializing their own campaign, because as Shikha was saying, there are far more, you know, gravely important issues which really impact the common man. They will be sidelined if this Didi O Didi type of nonsense goes on in the campaign. Because just remember, Mamata Banerjee was also accused of mimicking Manmohan Singh on live television program. So, you know, there are points and counterpoints on these vulgarity issues.
Right, but she does have big issues, and that's the reason why Dharna is happening, Avijit. You have those funds which have not been released for Manrega and other road works and other social welfare schemes, which is troubling the people of West Bengal and Mamata Banerjee for sure. And you have other issues like, you know, the gas cylinder issue that she's picked up big time as part of this Dharna.
Yeah, absolutely. There is just no, you know, shortage of issues if you want to take on the party at the center. I mean, if had anybody been in Mamata Banerjee's shoes, she would actually, you know, weed out all these trivial issues and focus on the core issues. And let me tell you, she is a master campaigner. She knows the pulse of the people. She is an excellent communicator. She should find out words and phrases and imageries which can really drive the serious issues home, rather than, you know, going after this Didi or Didi trivial sort of remark that will end up hurting her cause more than anybody else.
All right, fair enough. Avijit Ghoshal, news editor, Money 9, joining us on this live broadcast along with Shikha Mukerjee, senior journalist. Thank you both of you for being with us here on News 9 Live and sharing your perspective. And thank you, Brijesh Pandey, for being with us, our political editor who joins us on this discussion. And with that, it's a wrap on this particular discussion. News and views continue on the other side.